Trying to stall the lobby for
Yeah, I
now.
was like, we're ready if they are, and indeed they are ready. So let's head into game number 2. Durs, Marty, Sprightly Squirrel taking on Berg, Fish, and Yor. We are off and running, ladies and gentlemen. They wasted no time getting started here, and that's what you want to see. We're about to watch some fantastic Rocket League. Sprightly Squirrel kicks us off with a beautiful goal there. Bit of a chaotic start, but the ceiling shot makes for a fun finish to that chaos.
You cannot give Squirrel that much space and that much time and expect nothing insane to happen. A pitch perfect ceiling shot coming right off the post and really remove the Xbar. They're left scrambling. They have no idea what to do.
Yeah, that was a bit uncharacteristic of the remove the crossbar defense, but I think we've seen a handful of mistakes from them in the Winter Invitational, but they always know how to answer. They make my point for me. Fish wins the 50 up top, and Yor knocks it in. Beautiful play. I was just getting ready to say how I think remove the crossbar is probably one of the mentally toughest teams I've seen here in IGL. These three guys have been playing together in IGL. This lineup of Fish, Berg, and Yor, I believe for at least a year and a half, if not 2 years, and they played together well before that as well. So when mistakes happen with RTX, it's never a problem. They bounce back like that.
Yeah, they find two quick goals back to back to take advantage of this weak clear by Marty. Wonders can't get there in time. 2-1 in favor. Remove the Xbar. But it was certainly close. I mean, they started off, they went down, they lost that opening shot to RK Pine Trees, and now RK Pine Trees, they find themselves at the deficit. Remove the Xbar. Continuing on, continuing strong, continuing to be that mentally solid team that we know and expect in this league.
Yeah, and for Roadkill, they're a lineup of great players as well. Sprightly Squirrel has been around IGL for a very long time. What a save from Berg. Durs can't get the follow-up. I thought for sure we were about to be staring at a 2-2 scoreboard after that beautiful passing play from Roadkill, but RTX had some other ideas there. Durs and Marty, I'm not as familiar with. Maybe they've played under different names, but anybody who's a part of the Roadkill franchise and plays on their teams, I got a lot of respect for. They always put together some very strong teams here in IGL. So expecting a great series between these two teams. It's already been a flurry of offense to start. I think we can expect things to steady up a little bit as both teams sort of figure out their play styles, figure out their opponents, and find a way to even the pace a little bit compared to this frantic start we've seen here in game number 1.
Wonders, right as soon as you stop talking, finds the equalizer, puts it into the bottom left-hand corner, takes advantage of the space created by Fish's weak clear. Berg, Yor, and Fish all out of position. All Wonders has to do is find the bottom corner, and he does so well.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play. It's the plays we've seen to start off this series with the 4 goals have just been absolutely fantastic. We've seen ceiling shots, we've seen passing plays, we've seen it all here. You can tell these are some very highly skilled players, highly skilled teams. Here's another shot opportunity, though, as the ball cleared through by Wonders, gets around the defense, the double commit, and it's going to be Sprightly Squirrel, the Season 1 dunk master, happy to just pop that one in for the layup.
Didn't have to get the dunk there, but if there had been a defender, he probably would have won the 50 regardless. That kind of velocity flying in, ready to get that shot, ready to advance his team forward, and they retake the lead once more. They've stolen it away. Each team stealing the lead at least once away from their opponent so far. So far, so good for both these sides. RK Pine Trees and Remove the Xbar kind of proving why they are in this 5th and 6th place spot in the IGL Winter Invitational so far. Berg will keep this over here on the left-hand side, but he actually has a miscommunication with Yor. Floating around the midfield area. They're not able to find anything just yet. They're not able to retake that lead once more, but Yor's working around the backboard. Berg's going to look for the double tap. He can't find it, so maybe Fish can instead. That's blocked away by Marty. It's Sprightly Squirrel on the quick counterattack. Marty's there to support, but Yor, he'll have the fast rotation. He'll get back in time and get ready to save that ball, keeping his team in the lead moving forward in this game with a minute 55 left to play on this clock. Sprightly Squirrel almost finds one off the crossbar. Opportunities abundant, but none of them converted thus far.
Yeah, all the pressure in the world here for Roadkill, but remove the crossbar, just locking it down on that goal line. And they're definitely going to need to keep that up as well as find a goal of their own if they want to stay alive here in game number 1. Berg with a good pass to Fish, but Marty making a great save there. Yours follow up just off the left post. And now Marty tries to get something going, but good patience shown by Berg to stop that quick counterattack that was coming their way. Big clear down the field, almost over Sprightly, but does get the touch on it. Fish not able to pick that one up, though. And now we just keep racing back and forth here. Sprightly with some moves. Good defense, though. Only 55 seconds left for remove the crossbar to find that answer.
Yeah, they're trying to find the answer. They had the lead for the time being, but then Arcade Pine Trees came in and cut down all of them. Wonders trying to get this ball out of his blue half. They're going to have to take it the entire length of the field. Thankfully, they have plenty of time to do it, but Fish, Yor, and Marty, they're trying to get this ball. They're trying to suffocate this defense so far, and so far it's been successful. Wonders down the field, trying to extend this lead out once more. Unable to find anything thus far. It's off the crossbar. Fish is ready on the clear. Incredibly evenly matched once again. Only what we would expect from as tight of a series and as close as these teams are in the placements. Now it's a long shot downfield. Berg's looking for the double tap, but Yor will follow it up instead. Marty with the squishy save off the goal. Might be able to extend this out one more, but no. Berg's got it. They're going to have to take it all the way down the field. They don't have the opportunity. And Arcade Pine Trees, they win game number 1 here and take this series off to a strong start with the advantage.
What a defensive stand there for the Pine Trees, ending that one out. Marty getting that last save, secures himself the MVP with 4 saves there. Not impressed by Sprightly Squirrels, 2 goals and the 1 goal and 1 assist from Wonders. We pop back into the booth here to talk a little bit more about what we just saw there in game number 1. About what we expected, JP. Very close, very back and forth match. Remove the crossbar, even almost tied it up there in that closing second with a beautiful backboard play. Marty's defense just a little too strong, and not a whole lot of critique here, one way or the other here. Both teams playing it pretty solid in game number 1, as you can expect with 2 teams so close in the standings.
Yeah, these teams are just trading blows at this point. Both of them were just trying to feel their opponent out, see if they could catch off any of these mistakes quickly before the other team could realize it. Because of that, we end with a 3-2 scoreline, but it's incredibly evenly matched. I mean, both teams able to find success both offensively and defensively. It's just a matter of time before somebody starts to take control in this series and somebody starts to move forward as the victor in this series, which we can only see by watching more and more of this series. We've got game number 2 on our hands. The kickoff going in favor of remove the Xbar side, I believe.
Yeah.
Or my bad, going in favor of the Arcade Pine Tree side.
Yeah. It's you kind of blink and it's all of a sudden back on the other side of the field. So either way, nobody's going to call you out for missing that one. A little bit of a scramble though for the blue defense, but they do manage to get the challenge on Yor. Obi, what's going on? Good to see you in the chat. One True Hitbox wanted some larger shades. I'll work on that. I'll see if I can find some jumbo-sized ones here. This has been a good series, though. We were just talking about it here in between these matches. Kind of my comment from game 1 seems to hold a little bit true here, at least in the first minute of play. These teams are going to even things out. They're going to steady the pace a little bit. Game 1, we saw a lot of quick goals on both sides, ultimately ending with the 3-2 victory for Roadkill in that one. But you see the pace even up a little bit. Berg gets a good touch forward, though, and that one is just in. Breaking through that rotation. Marty, unfortunately, trying to touch it off the wall to the teammate. Instead, finds Berg waiting with open arms. Knocks that one down the field for the first goal of game 2.
Looked like all 3 members of the Arcade Pine Trees were all horizontal, and because of that, just about the entire field to shoot. Not only are you all horizontal, but you're all the way down the field, giving the entirety of the pitch away for possession. Another shot will rain in as Marty tries to bring this score back within fighting distance. But is unable to convert it, unable to turn it in so far. Marty to put it off the ceiling, just into the arms of Sprightly Squirrel, which if I try to say that name too fast, it's going to end up with me, well, messing up my words even more. We're just going to call him Squirrel from now on. That's a pass down to Wonders. Trying to find the 1-2 down here in this right-hand side. Fish to shut it down. Trying to keep it over here. Trying to keep everything moving expediently. Remove the crossbar. They have the advantage, but RK Pine Trees are knocking on the door.
That's a good save there by Berg. Now Squirrel up for it. Pinned, dropping down in the middle, but Fish will elevate. Wonders finds the backboard. Marty not able to put the shot on target. We do see Sarge in the chat scouting out the competition, has already played both these teams. Sarge, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe representing Mad Moose Gaming, who last I checked was undefeated. And we got to see them put on some fantastic plays last week on stream. I think 2 nights last week, if I'm remembering correctly. And they, with them being undefeated, having played both these teams, obviously the one loss for these Pine Trees Remove the Crossbar would be from Mad Moose Gaming here. So these teams even closer than we thought at first inspection. Not only are they 5 and 6 in the standings, they both lost to the exact same team in what were some pretty good series, if I do remember. But all these Winter Invitational games have been fantastic series. Seeing the best of the best come out here, represent their organizations in IGL. It's been a real pleasure to watch and a pleasure to cast here. And Remove the Crossbar, looking to even us up here at 1 apiece to head into game number 3. They get that beautiful first goal, and now they're looking for more. They're just trying to find something, but Marty on the warpath, absolutely demoing a couple players there, knocking them out.
Yeah, the double demo there almost opens up enough space, but they aren't able to completely break out of it. The defensive demos only send the demoed players back to play, well, even more defense, and Marty ended up getting left scrambled as, well, he tried to get the ball out. He tried to start a counterattack downfield, but it amounted to nothing. And now it's back in favor of the Remove the Crossbar side. They're having some opportunities, some clears, not exactly going forward, kind of just sitting around here in the blue half, not able to do anything with them, not able to capitalize on any of these lowercase attempts. You're flicking this up. Wonders with a nice touch to put it up towards Marty, doing their best to just get this ball out, but they're all through on the goal line. They're all trying to get this out. They're all trying to work the field. They're trying to buy themselves any kind of space they can, but it's just amounting to a suffocating amount of pressure. Fish to keep it off the crossbar. Berg looking to get this ball out, looking to keep the shots moving in, and Yor will file in instead, 2-0 in favor of Remove the Crossbar as the pressure finally breaks the RK Pine Tree side, and Yor finds the second goal, makes the mountain twice as tall to climb.
That was some great pressure there from Remove the Crossbar. Fish bumps Marty, keeping him out of position there, and Berg swings in to make him uncomfortable as well. Yor was just sitting out there waiting for that touch to the middle, swoops in to make it 2-0. Now Pine Trees have some time, but 3-0, 2-0 was hard enough, and now 3, man, Berg and Yor teaming up for another great goal here. Berg gets it around 2, and with the beautiful slide off the hood of his car there, and Yor just knocks it on home. I think at this point, Roadkill's probably just looking ahead to game 3 here, as RTX has really stepped up their game in game number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. They're playing good out of the gate, but one thing that often happens when you have these games that go to 3 goals or higher, when you start to lose the field incredibly quickly, when you start to lose that scoreboard battle, things start to run away and you start having to play more and more aggressive to try to file that back. So I really can't blame the Pine Trees for that. They tried something aggressive. They tried to commit more than one person, just seeing if they could get it to work. But now there's 10 seconds remaining and they didn't get anything off of it, ruining their chances of even staying in this game. 3 seconds are going to be left on the clock. We're going to hit 1 second. Everything impossible for the RK Pine Trees to go up 2-0 in this series. Remove the Crossbar with a 3-0 clean sweep. Remove the Crossbar ties the series up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, that was a really solid showing there from RTX. We see the 9 shots to just 3, tons of offensive pressure, and looks like we are going to have Sprightly Squirrel sub out here. as we kick it back to the booth. Yeah, this has been a really good match as we were expecting. Berg, Yor, and Fish even us up at 1 apiece. Silent Pickle hyping it up in the chat. You love to see it. Thank you for the raid earlier, by the way. Didn't really get a whole lot of time to talk about that because we were in one of the most intense series I've ever seen there, but appreciate the raid. That gives me a good time as the Casterverse command pops up in the channel. Go there. Book our community casters, get your IGL matches on stream. Silent Pickle is one of our community casters, as is JP, who's been doing a ton of casting this week. I think I saw you had 4 games either last night or the night before. You're in here for 3 games tonight. Go book these guys. They're working hard and they're doing some awesome stuff. But I'll give you the time for shout outs later because I want the people to know where to find you, JP. I want them to know where to find you. I want them to book you. But what do you think about this series heading into game number 3?
Well, so far, I think that it's about what we expected. We expected it to be close, and now it's 1-1 on this series. They're down on the field for game number 3, so I guess we got to head on back over there. But, I mean, I think this is exactly how a lot of people intended this match to go in the first place. It's 0-0 to start off this game, but Remove the Crossbar and RK Pine Trees both having moments of brilliance, both being able to work the ball down the field, to succeed offensively and defensively. And that's really all you can ask for with a series of this caliber, of this tier. 2 of these teams back-to-back. We can see Berg right here. He's got the Supersonic Legend decal. These are incredibly skilled teams, incredibly talented performances coming out because of it. And 30 seconds have passed. We're starting to see some initial pressure to start off the game for the Remove the Crossbar side. Yor will try to 50 this out, but Berg will take the better of it. Fish floating this over to Yor, just trying to keep this pressure going. The clear comes in for Cole Baby. The sub, potentially the super sub in this game if he can have the impact necessary. Looks like Squirrel had some bad internet, so he subbed out for one of his teammates. We've got a minute past. I've been talking a little bit, but nothing's really become of any of these opportunities. We've seen shots down the field on both sides, but none of them have found the inside of those crossbars.
Yeah, it's kind of
So
similar.
far, 0-0.
Yeah, sorry not to cut you off there. I was going to say it's kind of similar to what we saw in game number 1 with a bit of a slow start, but man, Fish just able to get this one as the backboard clear, missed by Wonders there. It was really just dead even. You always wonder when you see a sub come in how much of a difference it is going to make, and so far looks like Remove the Crossbar able to keep their momentum going. We'll see what response Roadkill has. Although I guess I use the term sub a bit hesitantly here, as I do believe Cole Baby is actually the captain of the team, and I know Roadkill has a pretty fluid roster here in the Winter Invitational. So I think all the players, they may have stacked the full 7 roster at the very least. I know they have 5, potentially 6. So I think all players on the roster are pretty familiar with playing together. I can't imagine it's going to be much impact subbing people out. And it looks like JP, my hypothesis was correct.
Yeah, Cole Baby just combining with what seems to be his teammate in Wonders. I thought Wonders actually had a hit on that ball, but turns out that he didn't. It's kind of funny looking at these team tags because Wonders and Cole Baby both have Bama tags. And I'm a student at Auburn University, so there might be a rivalry here in chat, but we're going to keep this unbiased as possible. Don't know if they are members of the Alabama Rocket League team or not, but I'm not going to say those 2 fateful words. Cole Baby taking it up on the backboard, trying to get it down to Wonders, but it's unable to find anything because of it. Fish instead will find himself with some possession until his flip shows a bit awry. The RK Pine Trees, they continue this down here in orange half. Wonders looking for the shot, but he can't find it. That's cleared out before he can even make contact on the ball.
It's a good catch there by Berg. Yor looking for the pass upfield now. Back to Berg. Redirect on target. Wonders is there. Just a nifty little passing play there, strung together by RTX. But now it's Marty pushing the pace ahead, and Wonders is there. Defense to offense. RTX not quite expecting this counterattack. Got all 3 members caught on that right side of the field, at least right side from the camera's perspective there. And once Marty broke loose, Wonders was more than happy to be on the receiving end of that pass. Great play there. 2-1 lead for RK Pine Trees. It was a bit of a slow start for them, going down 1-0, but they bounced back in prime fashion here.
Yeah, absolutely. All Wonders had to do was make contact with that ball that shot so incredibly hard to stop, even for a supersonic legend. But Berg redeems himself, misses the save on that last goal for Arcade Pine Trees, and takes advantage of this beautiful pass from Fish. Again, all he has to do is make contact on the ball. He ends up finding the Nemo too, regardless of how necessary it was. This score is tied up at 2-2. We continue to see just how evenly matched these two teams are here in this Winter Invitational. Match number 2 of tonight over here on the Indy Gaming League mainstream.
I'm absolutely loving it. If we've got any basketball fans in the chat, so that right there is what I call the and one. Knocking that shot in, demoing the defender. Got fouled on his way up there, still completed the play. You love to see it. Both teams really putting on a fantastic showing here tonight, much like we saw in the Best Buds United versus Undertow Esports match at the 8 p.m. hour. Neither team really able to fully seize momentum of the series just yet. It's been so back and forth, so difficult to predict. Cole Baby has a lob to the goal, but you're just waiting right there for it, as you would expect. Been a bit of an offensive battle at times, and then they lock it down. It turns into a defensive battle. Not really a high-scoring series overall, but both teams have shown to be prolific on both sides of the field as Yor drops one down in the bucket, and Fish is there to clean that up. Beautiful play from RTX.
Yeah, just that bounce shot, incredibly hard to deal with, looking like the Harlem Globetrotters here in game number 3, bouncing it off the backboard just enough times for Fish to have a wide open shot, put it into the top corner just for the finesse. And finally, remove the Xbar. They find themselves the advantage here with less than a minute left to play, and suddenly Arcade Pine Trees go from something relatively comfortable to now being down a goal, having to find it quick. But will they have the time to do so? We've got 40 seconds to wait and see.
It's been a game of momentum. RTX struck first, 2 goals from Roadkill, and then 2 goals from Remove the Crossbar to answer back. Final 30 seconds, we are going to see a 4th one as Fish is there. Roadkill trying to get something going. All 3 members going for that. Very unfortunate miscommunication from the blue side of the field, but Fish more than happy to be the beneficiary there. I think actually knocking in his hat trick on that play makes that a very comfortable 2-goal cushion with only 25 seconds left.
They're going to need to find a goal every 10 seconds starting right now if they want to come back in this game. The Arcade Pine Trees, they had this game tied up. They were holding in with Remove the Crossbar, but now coming back down the other end with the crossbar. Marty with a flick, but that's off the crossbar. Yor to clear this out to probably secure the victory. 2 goals in 3 seconds seems incredibly unlikely, and all Berg has to do here is keep control. That'll get actually stolen away from him. Cole Baby will keep it on the hood of his car, but no! Fish will deny it at the last minute. This ball is still floating in the air, but all of this is a formality at this point. This ball, inevitably, it will have to hit the ground, and it will do so. Remove the crossbar. They take game number 3, and they put themselves on series point.
That was really impressive play down the stretch from Remove the Crossbar. 8 shots against 8, and we do see Fish head and shoulders above the rest of the lobby as far as the score is concerned with that hat trick and both the goals and the saves column 3 apiece here. Popping it back to the studio to debrief a little bit. We saw Cole Baby come in for Sprightly Squirrel, making the substitution for Roadkill. Sprightly was having some lag issues there. Didn't look like it made much of an impact early, but we saw a pretty crucial miscommunication there when all 3 members of Roadkill coming forward when that was at 2-3 really gave Remove the Crossbar the opportunity to get that 4th game-sealing goal there. So maybe 1 game under their belts. They're bouncing back here in game 4. A little bit better communication now. They've got a game here with the new roster, but outside of maybe that one miscue, JP, I don't really think it affected Roadkill too much there.
Well, I think the question isn't so much did he have an impact. He certainly had an impact. He had a goal in game number 3. It's just a question of was that impact enough moving forward. He only had 1, and it wasn't able to remove the crossbar entirely. So I guess it's just a matter of perspective. Yes, he had an impact, but did he have enough of an impact to justify the sub in the first place. Well, maybe the goal speaks for itself. We're hopping into game number 4 right now. Between these two sides, it's incredibly deadlocked. RK Pine Trees and Remove the Crossbar. They're trying to get something going quick, specifically RK Pine Trees with an early opportunity out of Wonders. Marty down to Cole Baby, shot on target, nicked away at the last minute. Wonders keeping this up. Berg with a strong clear down to Fish. This should start some possession down here in the blue half, as Yor will get a nice hit off the backboard, but might actually negatively affect him as Cole Baby's taking it down the other way. He's trying to find a counterattack. The miss on the backboard will spell disaster, but no, the letters are all scrambled up instead. 30 seconds pass, no one's found a goal, and it's incredibly tight moving forward.
Yor's going to look for the pass across the field, not able to connect. Steals some boost, though, hopefully keeping the Remove the Crossbar attack alive. But Wonders, good over the top. Him and Marty playing the close game here, trying to shake the defense up a little bit, see if they can break through, but the orange team holds steady. 2 demos across the middle, but that one does not float in. Nobody from RTX able to finish that off. That is a big missed opportunity there to start this game for Remove the Crossbar. Roadkill definitely happy about that one. Fish tries to bring one forward here, gets it to the middle, but Marty, a long ball downfield. Crossbar not able to be followed up on. This one, though, on the money. Cole Baby coming in game number 3. Had a goal there. Gets another goal here in game number 4. Making a big impact. Nice 3-man passing play there from the Roadkill offense.
Yeah, Cole Baby almost erases Marty's raw. That shot sitting right at the top of the 6-yard box, but we saw that here on stream. Regardless, the ball flies in the back of the net, and there's nothing better you could ask for. Whether or not Marty missed a wide open net is but a formality. It's a 1-0 on the scoreline for the RK Pine Trees, and suddenly Remove the Crossbar. They have to fight back. They have to work back into this game if they want to keep this 2-1 series lead. A pass downfield will be followed up by Yor. Tried to get it over to himself, but is unable to find anything off of it. Yor looking for the redirect, actually gets bumped into hitting it the exact opposite direction as the way he wanted it to go. This ball will reside down here in the blue corner for just a little bit as they struggle to get this pressure alleviated, as they struggle to find any sort of way out of this game.
Now Marty's going to try to take this one down the middle, but Berg is there. Over the top, Fish got demoed in the background, so that somewhat stalls out the RTX offense, but they keep it in play long enough for the respawn. Wonders making these backboard saves look nice and easy. Marty's mixing it up there, does get some space there. Cole Baby, second goal of the match. Beautiful play. No assist credited here to Marty, but just bruising his way through there, forcing a bit of an error from the Remove the Crossbar defense, and Roadkill Pine Trees looking smooth in the first half of game number 4.
Yeah, absolutely. They have a 2-goal advantage. We've passed the 2-2-2 mark on the clock as well, so we almost had that opportunity. But no, it fails us ever so slightly. 2 goals early for RK Pine Trees, and they're working their way into this game. They're continuing to have this impact that you would expect, and the sub, I think, is starting to pay off in dividends. Starting to work out. They're starting to find these rotations a little bit more. Cole Baby and Wonders specifically starting to have that synergy. Fish will have a shot, but Wonders can't backflip quick enough, and he'll cut the lead in half right there. 1:55 left on the clock, and Remove the Crossbar. They put themselves within shooting distance.
That's a big challenge by Yor, winning the 50 in that corner, and then Fish able to knock that in. I did not see if Yor got the bump swinging across there. It did not look like he did, but I wasn't able to quite catch it on the replay. Either way, solid moves there from RTX, but still a comfortable 1-goal lead. There's a minute 40 left to play. Roadkill got to be feeling pretty good about themselves here. They jumped off to a hot start, and now they're still reaping the benefits of what they did early on in this match. So if they can keep holding on here in game 4, they will be forcing that game 5. Marty had a bit of space to work with until Berg shut that door quickly. Now we are starting to just ping-pong back and forth in the middle. Cole Baby trying to get the hat trick, not able to get that double touch. Wonders up for it, cleared away by Yor. Solid pressure from Roadkill, but nothing super threatening just yet. But they are making Remove the Crossbar work on this offensive possession.
Yeah, and remove the crossbar. They're going to have to find a goal quick. They've only got a minute. This could be the opportunity. You're with the shot, but it's off the post, and the double tap is wide. 50 seconds now remain. Time ticking down and becoming ever so precious as they are still down by 1 goal. You're trying to clear this out, trying to create that space for his teammates, but it's only as far as Wonders. That is until he gets demoed for his attempts. Berg on the carry, runs out of boost, gets the demo somehow. It's out of the net. Fish with a pinch off the post. And now 30 seconds remaining. Still plenty of time to find 1 goal. It's just a matter of will they find that space in the first place. And it looks like there's a lot of physical play starting to come out of the remove the crossbar side. Berg with a hit off the crossbar. You're with a shot. Berg to follow up, floating into the top left-hand corner. Berg equalizes the game with 15 seconds left on the clock. It puts them back in contention to take this series in 4.
Berg with some silky smooth moves in that top right corner, rewarded with the goal in the end as Yor was able to draw in the 2 defenders. Now the exciting 15 seconds left, the conclusion to regulation of game number 4. Possession goes to Roadkill. Marty gets a good flick towards net, but Berg is there to knock it away. We did see a demo. Wonders off the ceiling down towards the middle. Berg is going to kill it, though, and we are heading into overtime. Really excited to see how this one plays out. It is series point for Remove the Crossbar. Win, and they get that beautiful 4 in their win column. Lose, and we are heading into a game number 5 with the Roadkill Esports fans cheering on their team, trying to get them to capitalize on some momentum here. I do see the chat loving what the Pine Trees are doing here, trying to make sure they cheer their team on to a victory. So far, 30 seconds. Both teams looking for that opening. Nothing doing just yet. But Remove the Crossbar squaring up a little bit here, trying to make something happen.
Yeah, some ping pong possession to start off this game. Berg almost owned goals as he came in at terminal velocity and left with the ball off the post. Fish to keep this down in the midfield, right around that midfield third that can be oh so deadly if you can't control it. Marty's up for this, trying to get a slight touch on it, but he's unable to find anything. Wonders opts to just wait, see if he can find a 50 instead, but the ball is floated back down towards the blue half. Yours in with the shot, but Marty's there on the save, on the read, and keeping his team alive so far. Possession so far incredibly suffocating down here in the blue half. Finally, it seems like that the RK Pine Trees, they'll finally break out, but it's immediately back down the other way. No breaks given whatsoever. It's part of the beauty of Rocket League. The game never stops. There's no time to think, and you just got to rely on what you can see and what you can do on your feet.
It really is a beautiful game. Constant pacing. That was almost the series, but it's off the ground, off the crossbar, and out. Remove the Crossbar looking threatening, and they seal it. Berg with the pass across the middle. A minute 51 in overtime. Great finish here for RTX. What a series. I thought we might have seen a game number 5 here, but it is going to be Remove the Crossbar winning this one out in 4.
Yeah, Remove the Crossbar. They're just showing that they work together a little bit better as a team. The synergy, not quite there for the RK Pine Trees, and Remove the Crossbar. I knew they were good from the last time we had them on the stream. I didn't know they were that consistent, that dominant on offense. And we've seen that in full so far in this series, and it's why they can 4 games.
Yeah, they do get it in 4 there. Very consistent team, looking very strong. I think I'm losing you a little bit on the webcam there, so I'm hesitant to pop it back to the studio. Looks like it might have stabilized here. We'll bring it back here. It might have just been an internet issue on my end. Regardless, fantastic series. Roadkill gave it their all, but Remove the Crossbar in the end proves to be a bit too strong. Takes it 3-1.